The Royal Enfield Himalayan Odyssey is on its return leg and today it is moving towards Kaza in Himachal Pradesh. First traces of civilization as the riders get down from Kunzum Pass, the small village of Losar provides the ideal break they had been longing for. And no one seems to be in a hurry to get back on their machines. Up next is the rugged Spiti Valley. At a height of over 10,000 feet with some of the most unique scenery in the state of Himachal Pradesh. This magical land is one big network of soaring mountains and deep valleys. With a population density of only 2 persons per square kilometre, Spiti is probably India's least densely populated areas. And then finally, we reach Kaza, the administrative centre of the Grand Spiti Valley. The next morning, everyone rises knowing that the worst on the Himalayan Odyssey is over. But many bikes are still recovering from the rigors of the journey, and Abid is hard at work fixing his bike and helping out others with theirs.
Bent brake pedals and loose chains, and some people's tail lights fell off and a couple of people crashed also. There are a lot of gorges and very steep-sided roads. I think guys will have to be a little careful.
Arun had taken a fall the previous day and is trying to get his bike ready.
What happened was after we crossed the entire stretch, I crashed after Losar on smooth roads. Bike's the wheel alignment's gone a little bit, so bike's looking one way and going the other way.
Once the task of loading up and checking the bikes one last time is done, everyone sets out. The ride today would be to Kalpa in the Kinnaur Valley. Today's trip distance 217 kilometers. Smooth tarmac soon greets the bikers and lazy loops as civilization gets left behind. There are a few steep inclines to tackle, but the surroundings make up for every bead of sweat.
It promised to be the most exciting part of the journey and has certainly lived up to it. From good roads to bad roads to no roads at all, the ride through the valleys of Lahaul, Spiti and Kinnaur in Himachal Pradesh can only be described in one way: out of the world.
Many riders rate this route technically more difficult as the Manali-Leh route is used by the army and kept in good condition. It's a lazy start to the next day, and the distance to be covered isn't all that much either. Knowing they have to cover just about 150 kilometers, the riders are relaxed.
I think the riders have coped very well with it. I think it was unseasonably cold when we were at high altitude, and all the riders pulled together as a team really to help each other out. I know I was sick, and my roommate, who I'd never met before, took great care of me.
I love greenery, so from one section of mountains, barren mountains, coming to the greenery and then roads.
The moment the mobile networks catch up, the riders start sharing their experiences.
Guess what? I'm still on my twos, not on fours. Haven't crashed as yet.
The 2005 floods and a host of power generation plants in the Satluj River have taken their toll on the roads and bridges. And soon enough, it is back to the rough patches. That means more wear and tear on the bikes and Abid rushing to the rescue of a fellow biker yet again.
There's nothing much, God is great, nobody hurt, bike is alright.
After a few delays, the pack hits the steep winding roads of Narkanda, 9,000 feet above sea level. So what is it about the Himalayas that words cannot explain? Perhaps the thrill of riding through picture-perfect locations, passing majestic rock formations, taking on the challenges that this unforgiving terrain throws at you. All along the trip, both man and machine were put to the test, stretching both to their absolute limits. And soon enough, the men were paying tribute to their steady machines.
I think the bike is very rugged and very dependable, and it's also very easy to work on. So you can very quickly develop mechanical skills and keep the bike going, which makes it ideal for long distance travel.
I salute my wife, so my bike, and like in the army, I was in the artillery. In the morning, what you need to do is you go in the morning, touch the barrel of the gun, and salute. Why? Because this is the one which will save you in the war. So this is the one which has put me through all goodness. I salute the bike. Wonderful.
The journey has almost ended. The riders have been to heaven and back. From over 40 degrees to well below zero, and now back to the sweltering heat. It all seems to have gone by so fast.
It's been fabulous for me. Just have learned riding and going through one of the toughest patch in India to be doing on a bike. Be it climate-wise, be it the track-wise, be it for the machine or for the men.
The adventure is almost over, and the next 2 days will be comparatively boring. 450 kilometers ride to Delhi.
We've been completely disconnected from our jobs, our lives, and going back to that is, well, both. I mean, you're quite happy to go back, but at the same time, you're quite sad to leave all these people, these experiences, and this whole feeling of disconnection. This is quite a good experience.
We are now acclimatized to the high altitude kind of a thing, and then now we are going absolutely in the opposite, with plus 45. No words can explain what we'll feel and how we'll behave down under.
But the thousands of pictures and hundreds of video clips will let the riders cherish those moments forever.
My experience of the Odyssey, and I think that quite a lot of riders have said this to me too, is that it's not a holiday. It's not something you come away to relax and do. It is a real tough challenge. But what comes out at the end of that, and certainly for me, has been a feeling of, well, I can do this, I can do just about anything, on a motorcycle anyway.
So was it all worth it? Definitely. Every single bump, every single gear shift, every single turn. And now it's time for the pilgrim to plan for the next.